Hello and welcome. I'm Sanjay Pinto. When they step out of their homes, women are targeted by chain snatchers. When they stay indoors, they are still at risk. In the last few months, quite a few women, from young housewives and professionals to senior citizens, have been at the receiving end of violent crimes. Now, if college students have been involved in chain snatching, many accused of murder have been either known to the victims or are casual workers like carpenters, like electricians or plumbers. Now, in both categories, they are not history sheeters. Their fingerprints are not available in police files, and that is a major worry for the Chennai police. These are classified as opportunity crimes. So what exactly are these opportunities criminals exploit, and how can you and I prevent such crimes? On the big question tonight, opportunity crimes. Are we lowering our guard? We are joined by the Additional Commissioner of Police Law and Order, Tamarai Kannan, S. Mohan Raj, Vice Chairman of the Central Association of Private Security Industry, and Kausalya Nathan, a doctor who's wearing a hat here in our studio as a resident of an apartment complex in Chennai. Now, that important discussion comes up in a few minutes after the headlines with Evelyn Matthew. Evelyn?
Thanks very much indeed, Sanjay. Let's take you through the news tonight. The headlines now. The Jayalalitha government files an appeal in the Supreme Court against the uniform syllabus judgment, even as allies suggest sticking to it for the moment. A mason working in a neighbouring construction site is arrested for the murder of a 26-year-old woman from Mandaveri last Friday. Police say it's a murder for gain. Roll out the red carpet for the visiting US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's first ever Vanakkam Chennai will feature student interactions. More than a week after the launch of a special cell on land grab, more than 90 cases are reported and 18 put behind bars.
We have close to about 90 cases which have been received during last fortnight.
The Madras High Court placed frowns on encroachments, orders the removal of the same on the busy pavement of the NSE Bose Road in 2 weeks' time. And number this, the urbanization of Chennai stands at 100%. The city houses over 4 million people. Let's also take you through some of the rest of the headlines making news across the nation. India and the United States still have major sticking points on nuclear issues. Hillary Clinton links a clean waiver to Washington's liability concerns. No free passes or safe havens for terrorists. Ms. Clinton says she also has wide-ranging talks on the US drawdown in Afghanistan. Rupert Murdoch's son, James and Rebecca Brooks, is grilled by a UK MP's committee in the phone hacking scandal. The Delhi police asks for the Lok Sabha Speaker's permission to question Amar Singh in the cash for vote scam. And Vijay Mallya says, despite Harbhajan Singh suing UB Spirits for spoofing him in a TV ad featuring Dhoni, it will stay. Our top story tonight, the Chennai police arrested a mason today for allegedly murdering a 27-year-old woman, Natchal, employed with the Bank of America here in the city. The arrest has come within days of the murder in Mandaveri last Friday. The cops say money was the motive behind the murder. Our crime correspondent Salim adds more details.
27-year-old Marimuthu, a mason, accused of murdering Natchal, reportedly entered the house on the pretext of checking a seepage in the wall. After she opened the door, police say he threatened her to give up her jewels. Police also say when Natchal raised an alarm, Marimuthu strangled her.
To be sure that the person dies, so he picked up the plastic cover from the kitchen and tied the neck and removed the jewellery and cash and cell phone. So fingerprint has tallied to the accused.
This is not the first time that a woman home alone has been murdered in Chennai. Only last month, the double murder of sisters in Kumaran Nagar raised questions over safety of women at home. Police say that they are on the trail of that murder as well, where the murderer escaped with the jewels. The double murder is yet to be cracked.
In-depth study on all forms of violence against women reveal that the offenders are not professionals. They are opportunity criminals looking for easy money. The police say the best practice to avoid falling prey is to desist from displaying and discussing your wealth in the presence of strangers. In Chennai, Salim for NDTV Hindu.
Well, Sanjay Pinto asks the big question tonight. It's over to him for the moment.
Thank you, Evelyn. We are joined live in our studio by Kausalya Nathan, who's a doctor, who's also from an apartment complex. 250 apartments in your building. How many security guards there?
Around close to 10 to 12 at all given times.
10 to 12 at any given point of time. Also, Mr. Mohan Raj, who's a vice chairman of CAPSI, 10 to 12 for an apartment complex of 250, good ratio?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So we'll let you slug it out in a short while from now. Also joining us live from the Police Commissioner's office, from the police headquarters, is Mr. Thamrai Kannan, Additional Commissioner of Police, Law and Order. Thank you very much, Mr. Thamrai Kannan, for joining us. I know it's a very busy day with Hillary Clinton's visit. First off, sir, how vulnerable are housewives and women in general at home to violent crimes?
Chennai is a very safe city. In fact, you can say it is one of the safest cities in the country. No doubt we have a few crimes occurring against, violent crimes against women and senior citizens. And in fact, almost 99% of the cases get detected. We have not had much of violent crimes against women at home or senior citizens who are alone at home.
All right. Kausalya, the Additional Commissioner saying Chennai is a safe city. By and large, if you comparatively, yes, but then these recent incidents don't really add much confidence.
True.
Now, as a resident, I mean, forget your wellness expert hat that you otherwise wear. As homemakers or as women at home, many of us, many people spend quite a bit on modular kitchens, on the most expensive paintings, on furniture. How many people actually invest in basic security measures like a door chain, like a spy hole, like a light outside the door, because sometimes a switch is always outside the door, and then even if someone is to come and knock at the door, they'll switch off the light, so you won't be able to see unless there's light outside the door when it's dark at night.
Very true, yeah.
How many of them have even grill gates, for instance?
True, I totally agree with you, because we are more tuned to inside of the house, because outside
more aesthetic appeal than security.
Absolutely, absolutely, very true. I agree with you here, because our importance always, and if something falls, we are ready to kind of again fit it up and do it up. But if the light outside is not working, we don't bother. We think it is maintenance.
Most agencies also, I mean, in fact, apartment owners associations, to save on power, they ask the security guys to switch off the light in the night.
Exactly.
Mr. Mohan Raj, that's a bad practice, isn't it?
That's a bad practice. Generally, you should not do it. By 9 o'clock, they switch off the major part of the
because the watchman can sleep in peace, so the light distracts him.
And also, they engage a very unauthorized, unlicensed security bureaus. So you can just go through the police.
I would like to ask you, sir. I mean, it's one thing to sort of pass the buck, but as an agency, why is that many security agencies, many of them, we've seen them across the city, engage senior citizens who cannot defend themselves, let alone anyone else in that building complex? Is it because they come cheap?
Yeah, that's become cheap, and they are not working with the licensed security service. If you go through the police Google, you have around 352 security service licensed one, where they maintain the statutory norms, and all the training parts are taken care by the commando force. They are license issued by the private security controlling authority of police. These agencies.
You're saying they are trained by a commando force?
Yeah, training aspects are taken care by commando force.
Okay.
And we are giving a.
What percentage of in Chennai? What percentage of the security guards in an average residential complex in Chennai would be trained by a commando force?
Not trained by the training is done by us, and it is being monitored by them. Generally, actually. And see.
But many of them find it difficult to get up from their chairs also.
No, those things doesn't come under these licensed people. They are all unauthorized.
So you're making a distinction between licensed and unlicensed. What's the percentage of those who are licensed?
Licensed around there are about 5 lakhs people in the Tamil Nadu. Around 5 lakhs people. There are about 60.
5 lakh operators.
5 lakh security people working in.
How many agencies, sir?
There are about 500 security agencies.
500 agencies. How many are licensed?
354. They have given the license.
So 150 are unlicensed.
They have applied. They have applied, and it's under process. It is not easily given.
But how is that they are operating without getting the license?
That is, see, you don't have any statutory norms. Around 20 people they take.
Now you call yourself an industry.
We call it as an industry.
But you're not following the norms.
But the police people has to take care of the unauthorized.
All right, Mr. Thamrai Kannan, again I want to ask you, how many residents really come to the police to verify the antecedents of housemaids?
In fact, there's not much response from the residents in this area. We have been periodically telling them that before you engage anyone, we are at your service to get their antecedents verified. But hardly anybody turns up at the police station for verification. In fact, you can take it as an appeal to all the citizens of Chennai that they can always come forward to us, get their antecedents verified of the servants or maids whom they are employing, so that in any case of any crime or anything, it would be helpful at a later date.
All right. Mr. Mohan Raj, easier said than done, because again the average citizen doesn't like to go to a police station. Now of course things are changing, the stigma is being slowly erased. You have even the locked houses register. How many of them really avail of that service? Many of them say, why awaken the sleeping lion?
I can put you in this way. See, suppose a person goes out of country for 6 months. We generally ask the person who is going out of country to give a letter to the police station that he is leaving out of country for 6 months, and I am engaging a licensed security service who is authorized to run the show, and he will be taking care. And also the police people have given a beat book, and every patrolling police officers are signing that, and they counter check whether the security guards are working or there. These unauthorized, if you stop these unauthorized security agencies, everything will be all right.
Where does the buck stop? At whose table? If you are running an association, why can't you take it upon yourself to stop these unauthorized, to weed them out?
The security depends on the society.
All right, society, Kausalya,
So
how much do
everybody has to take
associations pay? You again pay hefty gym fees, clubhouse fees and all
we
that.
pay
How much
quite
do you actually pay a security agency
See, we
out of the
pay in
maintenance?
total. Honestly speaking, the division we don't know. See, per month maybe around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees we pay. It includes, the common electricity to lift service to security to water to everything. So in the division of it, it's
How
very
much do they
difficult
pay,
to.
sir? I mean, how much do they really
So
pay?
the
On average, there are agencies, I know, there are security guards, poor men, old men who get 3,000 rupees a month.
No, actually the licensed security people are supposed to pay minimum of 5,500 to 6,000 rupees.
How many of them are paying that?
12 hours.
How many of them are paying
Most of them are paying. I am paying.
Okay.
Most of them are paying.
You're a veteran in there, you've been in this industry for what, 24, 25 years.
Years.
But on average, how many of them are really paying that? If you do an average sort of a random dipstick survey,
See,
most of these security guards are paid less than 5,000 rupees.
No, I don't agree. Because the minimum of 5,500 is their paid salary by all the security agencies in city, in and around city.
Another question is how many can afford that also? See, like if at all, if it's a complex like 100, 200, then people
Then
can
only it
afford
is
that
affordable.
salary.
Then only it is
Even
affordable.
if it's only 2 or 3 apartments or 6 apartments, even paying 5,000 rupees, that means daytime
So
you need
minimum
12
of
hours, someone again night you need another shift of a security.
those who stay in individual
it
houses have
becomes,
watchdogs instead.
10,000
watchdogs. Minimum of
rupees.
10 houses, they charge around 500 rupees, which is not at all
The concept
sufficient.
of the good old Gurkha, these people who would come from
Yeah.
Nepal, what do you call them, a Gurkha? They
Yeah.
would go on the night, blow a whistle
whistle
and all
at
They
that.
12
collect only
o'clock.
hardly 2 rupees
Yeah.
every month.
But they used to be very effective.
Very effective.
Yeah, very
Because they would
effective.
come at sudden, they were unannounced and all that, almost like, foot patrol soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We missed the Gurkha, like we'll
yeah.
miss the postman shortly. Mr. Tamanakaran, what about other workers who come in for one-off jobs? I mean, you can do a verification of antecedents for somebody or for a maid who's working for you for a couple of months or years. But what about the carpenters? What about the electricians? Do we go around verifying all their antecedents as
As
well?
of now, we don't undertake any such verification of all workers who come to the house. But in case they have any specific doubts on the activities of any person, the public can very well approach us. But they need to be safe. They need to know who is the person who's coming, at least get his details, what's his name or his mobile number, or where he resides, or get him introduced through someone who's known. Unknown people need not be permitted to work inside the house, especially when women or old people are alone.
Right. Mr. Mohan, I mean, what is the training you give your guards? You spoke about commando training, but if you look at an average apartment complex, it's a problem we all face. If some friends of yours come to visit, the security guards will ill-treat them, will shoo them away, will ask them all kinds of unnecessary questions. But if a salesman will come at odd hours and all kinds of people who come to sell their wares, they are given a red carpet and sent up. I mean, this is what an average viewer watching this will relate to what I'm
The
saying.
general system is you have to check everybody outsider apart from the staying people. The sales people or the service people who come, even the servant maids are taken or should be screened by the security people. You have larger flats like ma'am's.
You can have a CCTVs also,
You
door
can have a
phones.
CCTV. They are having an intercom. They can
CCTV.
call the actually the person, the door people, that somebody has come and they can inform. The visitors pass are made These preliminary things can be taken care, but the association has to should cooperate with this.
Talking of the association, Kausalya, again, don't all of us actually sometimes, send these security guards out on errands, to go to the shop, to buy ice cream, to pick up the milk packet in the morning, to buy a magazine from across the road.
I've seen it happening.
Even in private flats like this, the people, supposing there are 2 guards, one in the day and one night, the shift changes in every week. And the man is sent to pay the electric bill by the resident itself. When the man goes out, the security man goes out.
There's nobody there manning the gate if there's only one person. But then talking of shifts, sir, there again, there are security guards who sleep in the night. We've seen that. We at NDTV have done sting operations. We've shown them all sleeping in the night, including at ATMs. You've seen that also. Now, you ask them actually, it's not their fault. The poor people have to do 24-hour shift, continuous shift. That's why they sleep in the night. They're not given a replacement because security agencies want to cut corners and maximize their profits at the cost of security of an average citizen.
That comes again on the manpower.
You're going to blame that again on the
manpower shortage is there. And naturally, see, when the other 2 people are there, one man has to come and change him by 7 o'clock. If he doesn't turn sick, falls sick or something, some of his personal reason isn't.
What is the mechanism you have for replacements in case, how soon will you rush a reinforcement if somebody doesn't turn up?
Somebody doesn't turn up, rush up nearest point, I'll be almost minimum 1 hour.
You really do that?
Yes, some people, we have some spare guards, about 6 to 7 guards in our office. We send them by our field officer.
So out of 500, you have 6 to 7 spare guards?
No, it depends on the area. We have a branch places, we do it.
All right.
Another problem also is the language. Most of them are from outside, 90% of them. They are not from the local people. So communicating to them to say
something. But that they say is sometimes an advantage because they will not really get very friendly with the local people, maybe the flower seller down the road.
Thing, because they don't know what the person says, the communication becomes a problem. And I have faced quite a lot of
familiarity can also breed crime, not just contempt.
It comes again as a manpower problem.
Where
we have a shortage.
Drivers, dealing with the drivers, with the maids and all, it becomes very difficult for them mutually to communicate, to enter or to coordinate, to go and all that.
Okay. Mr. Thamarakanan, as a cop, what are the precautions women at home can take?
General precautions anybody needs to take, not only women. See, unknown people or some people who are not expected to be there at the house at a time when they are alone, they need not be permitted inside the house. They can very well be kept outside. They can have a grill gate, they can talk to them. In case of any suspicion of anybody coming and picking up a conversation just to enter into the house, the 100 is always available. They can immediately call us on the control room. We are at the service of the public to immediately respond and go and check the person who's visiting the house on any pretext.
All right, Mr. Thamarakanan, also, we've seen, as I just mentioned just now to Mr. Mohan Raj, senior citizens who double up as, security guards. Why can't the police actually regulate these agencies? How many of them are actually registered with the IG welfare in Tamil Nadu according to the law?
Already the government have brought in certain regulations on the functioning of the security agencies, and in fact presently we have also taken up the issue. Maybe in the course of time we'll try to improve upon it and impress upon the security agencies to employ better fit and young personnel for private security work.
All right, sir, you heard the additional commissioner there. Yeah. Do you also do a background verification of all the guards who come? Many of them come from the northeast also, we've seen.
Northeast people, everything, they bring their own certificates and transfer certificates, everything. We have to manpower shortage, they engage them. As long as nothing happens, everything goes well.
No, that's a dangerous statement. As long as nothing happens, how do you know that it will not happen?
But there is still again it comes on to the manpower problem. They engaged. But most of the people are verified through their antecedents, in their villages. Supposing the people come from Orissa, they come bring a certificate from the VAO. That is being verified.
The genuineness of that is being verified.
Genuineness verified. By calling them to the local, their parents or their in-laws, whoever it is, there is an agent comes here, everything is taken care. Verification is done, but the entire safety of the society is on everybody, all citizens actually.
See, but then here again, when you pay, it's a vicious cycle. When you pay them less, you pay a security guard less than 5,000 rupees, you're saying, okay, you pay minimum 5,500.
We the licensed people pay less. Unauthorized licensed people
Yeah,
pay
but there are
less.
150 of them not yet registered.
Yeah, not registered. They are under their registration is processed.
Yeah, so till then,
apart from
you can't
that,
say so. If a passport holder doesn't get a passport, till he gets a passport, he can't travel, right?
Yeah.
But here, whether you get your license or not, you're still operating.
No, I have been operating without the license for the past 23 years, 20 years. I got the license around
It's
3
not a
years
badge
back.
of honor you can wear.
No.
It's not a badge of honor. You're saying
Not like that. See, the system has come only, the act has come only in 2005.
No, I'm sure if you've been in the business for so long, I'm sure, I mean, yours is an agency above board, but there are several fly-by-night operators who just want to make a quick buck. And therein lies, what has your association done, apart from, sort of coming together to benefit yourselves? What have you done to ensure, for the larger public good, to ensure that you weed out these fake agencies?
We have shown the list, some of the non-licensed people to the controlling authority, and the rest belongs to them. They have to take care. They have to scrutinize.
But everybody is passing the buck, no? I mean, nobody is really taking responsibility to say, we will weed out these unlicensed agencies. You plead guilty on the show.
Not like that.
You don't want to?
Not like that.
Kausalya, does it inspire confidence when you know that there are 150 odd unlicensed agencies, or
it's quite scary, even the whole story of the whole thing, looking at the clippings and all that, it's just very scary, sad and scary, because though the the commissioner says, like, you stipulated time, nobody comes on time. Like, maid is 10 o'clock, she'll come at 12 o'clock. The Airtel guy can tell you that he'll come tomorrow. You don't know when that time of tomorrow is. See, it's very difficult. So someone has to be there to attend to, and every other one,
The
when
entire
it comes
monitoring
to
system should be done at the
system
gate.
is like, if he says he is from so and so company, we
And the
believe it,
association has
like,
to
we let him in.
Give a good number of instructions to the
So
security
the
people.
CCTV is one good thing, which is definitely something which we have to, because in that scenario at least we'll be able to monitor who has come, and not security service on one side, at least the committee or the people in charge in the office, wherever the apartments are, will be able to at least have an idea about who is entering and exiting. That's something which to be
Perhaps when
learned.
people buy apartments also, they should look at this. This is one of the important things, more than whether it has a
Safety.
clubhouse or whether it's got an amphitheater,
Exactly.
as to whether you have a
True.
proper security
Security
mechanism.
system is maintained or not. That should be taken care. For example, her own flat, for 10 days they will write the visitors pass, and again they don't write. They
But then again, how many people cooperate? You'll have somebody
yes,
coming and how many of them,
exactly.
how dare you stop me
Exactly.
at the gate? I
True,
mean, that's the
true.
question
No,
that you ask.
absolutely. I
even
agree
if
with
the change of security men are changed according due to manpower shortage or whatever.
A new
the
person
system
comes, we
should
don't know
not
who's
be-
a resident, who's not.
No, the system should not be
Yes.
changed. The system should be maintained by everybody.
No, when you're sending a replacement,
He is a
someone
trained guy.
who's totally alien to that place, who doesn't know who's living in that place, how does he operate then?
No, you have supposing if 150 houses are there, you have 150 names and their intercoms are there. You can
For
simply
those who
very
don't
well-
have intercom, sir?
See, in 11 flats you don't have. You don't have even a security watchman. Where anybody can peep inside. Naturally, the citizen has to take care.
All right. I mean, this discussion can go on and on, but thank you very much, Mr. Tamarai Kannan, for sparing your time. We know you're extremely busy. Also, Kausalya Nathan, for sharing your views.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Mr. Mohan Raj, and I
Thank
hope
you,
you'll
sir.
really be able to get more teeth, so that you'll be able to weed out the unlicensed ones, especially those who are operating only for profit
Sure,
and
will
not
do.
with the intention of actually
Sure,
serving
sure.
society. That's all the time we have for on this discussion, but stay tuned to NDTV Hindu. Evelyn Matthew will be with more news very soon. Stay tuned.